Music man himself, Mr. Aaron Berger, my dear friend, is here in the studio. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I want to quickly just preface this by saying I do want to thank you sincerely. Last year, Aaron brought this onto the television, and he inspired me. I never learned to play an instrument, but I desperately wanted my children to play an instrument, and I bought this for my son Sebastian. He now has piano lessons after using his RockJam last year, and he loves it. So I asked the team if they would bring this back this year. It is not a product that is scheduled here, there, and everywhere. Currently, it is only with you and me and Aaron in open house. We're going to talk about instruments. We're going to talk about the beautiful display, the light-up keys, and all that comes with it. If you buy it during our show, you'll also get the $40 stand. So why am I excited? Because our pricing, while it lasts, is crazy. Let's reveal our special delivery price. It is 50% off, down from $200 to $99.99, and free shipping and handling. It is the best value we have ever done. And Aaron, this is really where your love lies. You've always loved music, right?
Well, yes, but I didn't get to start playing. I wasn't as young as Sebastian because we didn't have a piano in my house growing up. So here's the story. Ready? In fact, I always talk to my mom on the nights that I sell piano, which is once or twice a year. So I text mom just before I came on, Mom, how old was I when I started piano lessons? I started in 3rd grade because we didn't have a piano in my house. So my folks had to go out, and they ran into their, love telling this story, they ran into their lifelong friends, the Munts, Mrs. Munt, while they were out searching for a piano. And she said, oh, we have an old piano. So we got, that old piano came to the house, thank goodness. Workmen from that Dad worked with came and moved it in. It was a lot, and I was very lucky to get to learn to play it all, quite frankly. This is easier, is the whole point. This is the reason that Adam was able to start Sebastian playing and those sort of things, is that this is a 5-pound piano, right? Not a 300-pound piano. This is a very small commitment financially, where a piano is a huge commitment, right? And most importantly, and I'm going to get through this a little bit, I'll let Adam talk a little bit more and let you guys know how to order, but this has a built-in teacher, and that is the most important thing about this. And again, I will demonstrate it in just a few minutes, but you notice how these keys light up? What you'll see in a few minutes is that if you want to learn to play for Elise, or if you want to learn to play canon like I was a few minutes ago, you can learn to do that. There's a built-in teacher, and what you'll do is you'll follow the light. So we'll, in just a minute or two, we'll show you that, because I want to show you the different teach modes and how it actually teaches you to play songs. Just one more thing, though, before I do. I don't want to forget to say this from the very beginning. When you learn to play the piano traditionally, you learn by sort of boring method. You learn, right? I mean, it sounds familiar. You learn scales and chords. What's exciting about this, it's more like playing a video game, and you learn songs right away. Also, there are lots of different tones, so it's not just that piano sound. The piano sound's wonderful. In fact, let's go to the purest piano sound.
Oh, it's memory.
But that's a memory. Yes, good for you. A fellow Brit wrote that song, didn't he? But there's lots of different... There's 350 different sounds from which to choose. So I think you stay a lot more engaged a lot longer, Adam.
Can you play Old King Wenceslas, or Wenceslas that you said last year? Last week.
Oh, gosh. Oh, how do I do that? Good King Wenceslas. I know it's an E minor. You've stumped me. By the end of the show, I'll be playing it. I just have to think about it for a minute. You got me all nervous here. I'm going to play songs that I know instead.
Oh, now it's my turn to talk.
Yeah, go. I'll be right here.
Okay, well, let me tell you, I relish these moments because it's such a joy to be able to sit and listen to Aaron, who is so talented at this. If you are looking for a gift for your child or your grandchildren, can I highly recommend this? It's an exclusive offer. It's a brilliant 50% off deal. And with every order that is placed tonight, we are including the stand that the keyboard is currently sat on. It's normally a $40 value. It is included if you're able to order. The joy of this, and after using this with my son Sebastian over the past year, is that the light-up keys are so easy to understand. The fun that he had originally on Christmas Day was because of all the different instruments and all the different sounds that he was able to play with. But what really helped him learn was the fact that he was able to play along and advance with it as he went from stage to stage. And now he has piano lessons every single week. Again, this is the gift that keeps on giving, a lifelong gift that brings happiness and joy to anybody that hears it. Maybe you are, listen, not just for the kids in our lives, right? For anybody who wants to learn to play the keyboard, to play the piano, this would make a wonderful present. This one from RockJam has a lot of added features and a lot of upgrades as well that I think you'll appreciate, and it's easy to use so you can get the most out of it. With the orders that are being placed and that have been placed, I now have fewer than 1,000 left. I'm seeing down below we have about 14 minutes remain. Obviously, I would certainly hope our team are able to bring this back. Currently, the only presentation is right now with you and me and Aaron here on this Monday night. Some products you see day after day and time after time for Black Friday deals. This one, not so much. It's specially brought in, and I do want to thank Lisa and Jamie and Michelle for making this happen for me tonight. Aaron, it is, something that you have taken a lot of pride in presenting on HSN over the years.
You know, I've sold millions of computers and I've sold millions of tablets and I've sold probably thousands of keyboards, quite frankly, but there is nothing I enjoy more. There's nothing that I'm prouder to bring, because it's something that's touched my life in ways that I can't even describe. I mean, my career until I was 30 years old was as a musician, a professional musician with theaters and churches and those sorts of things, and as a music teacher as well. And that's what I really want to spend a few minutes talking about right now, is how this keyboard teaches students to play. So let's take a look here. Let me kind of explain what's going on. Couple of things to just mention before I forget. 350 different tones. So this, we were talking about Brits a minute ago.
Yes.
This is the processional that Princess Diana marched down the aisle to.
Oh, look at you. How wonderful.
And I wanted you to hear that on one of the sounds here. A couple other sounds, a little bit more sort of where I'm from. We're going to go to Rocky Top here. So we're going to go
what
tone.
An interesting pivot there, Aaron.
Let's see if we can do a little Rocky Top. Yeah, I think we can. You know, banjo. I wanted you to see some sounds there, but really what I want to do is talk about a couple of the features as we move across the keyboard here. Just some things to point out. 350 different tones, 350 different rhythms that you can play as well. You can record the things that you're doing. You can start and stop your rhythms. You can increase them. You can make them faster. You can make them slower. Just don't want to forget to say you can split the keyboard. So a lot of really advanced functions. Yeah. But what I think most people will use, and what I think is most important every day, is what I'm about to show you right here. I want to go down a song. Here we go. So this is there are 3 different teach modes. This is the first one. So this is the beginner teach mode. We all know for Elise, right? We know what it sounds like. Ba da ba dum bum 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 bum. Well, in the first mode of learning to play for Elise, you see that the key is lit, right? This is what's so important. All you do is touch the lit key. You see how it accompanies along. Now, I'm going to miss the key here, and it will keep going, because in this first teaching mode, you don't even have to hit the right key.
Okay.
You're just starting to sort of learn the rhythm. Now, in the second mode, I'll show you in a minute, you have to hit the right key. Really, what I should have done before I even started that is I should have shown you, and I'm going to show you right now, this is how you first learn to just listen to the song. So there are all of these songs will play by themselves as well. So a good way to start with any song, for Elise or any other song, is just by listening, right? So then we went to the first teach mode. Now we're going to go actually to the second teach mode. And I want you to see, this is really, really key. So I'm going to kind of get out of the way, make sure we can really see it here. As I hit 2 keys at once. Good example of, what not to do in your first piano lesson.
You're still learning.
Notice it doesn't move until I hit the note correctly, until I follow the light.
I see.
So you've got to follow it. You get it, right? Does that make sense, right? I'm saying that clear? Okay.
Yeah.
See? And it's totally at your own pace. That self-paced learning, I think, is really important as well. Just as slowly as you want. and it will play the accompaniment. Yeah, it plays the left-hand part there. And then you get to the third mode, and in the third mode, I will tell you, you've really got to be playing along with it.
Right.
It just keeps going at its tempo, but eventually you get to.
It's fabulous, Aaron.
And you really can learn to do that at home. You can learn to do it. You'll probably be playing your first song, I would estimate, a week and a half, 2 weeks before you can really, kind of sit down and play. And within the first day, and again, this is where it's so very different than traditional music, which means you've got to, and I love music teachers, and I've been a music teacher and a music professional most of my life, but if you're going to music lessons, you got to pay the teacher, you got to get there, it's got to be on the same date, it's got to be a consistent schedule, and it's just hard for a lot of us to do. If I had a quarter for every time someone had walked up to me when I was playing at a bar or in a church or in a theater or wherever I was and said, oh, I started piano lessons as a kid, but I didn't stick with it. If you know that person, they would love this keyboard because it comes with all of the built-in lessons.
I'm thrilled and proud that we get to present it, and it's, again, always a joy to be with Aaron in this situation. We love seeing Aaron with HP laptops, but this, you can see that sparkle in his eye, the sparkle in everybody's eye here in the studio. There's a crowd that has gathered to listen to Aaron. With the orders that are being placed, we are officially now limited quantity in what is left. We're taking our final orders. I certainly hope our team are able to restock this for maybe an encore presentation at some stage in the next few days, but it's an opportunity to get the gift that does keep on giving. It's funny, for all the video games that we buy and that we give, for all the toys that we buy and we give, this is the thing that is so rewarding. And I think that that's the joy of it. When you give this to your grandson or daughter, to your son or your daughter, to your niece or your nephew, and you give it to them on Christmas Day and they start to play with it, and then a month later when you go around for dinner, they start to play you a song, oh my gosh. The sense of pride and excitement is just through the roof. There's nothing I now would rather do than sit and listen to my son play on the piano, play on his keyboard. I could listen to it for hours. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And I'm excited that I was able to give him that gift. Thanks to this man showing this to me, enlightening me into how it works. So it's not just banging around on keys, but it's teaching you. And it's teaching you in a method, in a fashion that is easy for children of all ages to follow along. If you would like to order, we are 7 minutes or sell out. What can I tell you? I can tell you it's half off. I can tell you it's a $200 package that we're doing for $99.99. I can tell you it's free shipping and handling. I can say that if you give this as a gift for somebody and they don't love it, and they're not inclined to proceed with it, you can return it by the end of January of next year for a refund of the purchase price. But you know what? There's no downside. You obviously give that gift of curiosity. Aaron is going to take us through a few of those different instruments and a few of the different options that he's able to take on with this. I do want to highlight, guys, if we just get a wide shot, the stand that it's sitting on is included. That is a $40 value. Normally when you buy a keyboard from the store, you just get this bit. You don't get this. So this would have to be on a table or a coffee table. It's nice to have it at the appropriate height. Am I right in saying that, Aaron?
In fact, it's funny you say that. I need to apologize to our crew. They went all over getting the appropriate chair for me because sitting at the right height, having the keyboard at the right height, that is the biggest difference in the whole world when you play and when you learn to play. And one of the nice things about this is, as you said, it comes with a stand that is height adjustable. So if you were to gig, if you were standing up, you can stand up and play, or you can sit down and play. I'll tell you, as a kid growing up, I played the piano. And you know what I really wanted to play was the guitar. And that was because other kids could take their guitars with them. My piano was in my basement, period, right? That was the only place I could play it. This goes with you. It weighs 5 pounds. It comes with power, so you can plug it into the wall. You can put batteries in it as well. So it really is fully portable, and that's one of the nice things. I'm playing now some of the different demonstration songs. In fact, I'm just gonna read through some of them. City of Sky, Fur Elise, Dream Wedding, Piano Music at Night, The Canon in D, A Comme Amour, Child Memory, My Heart Will Go On. That's one that, in fact, I think that's Yeah, this will sound familiar to you, I think. This is a song, and you'll notice, the lights. Those lights are telling you where to press, right? So you can learn to play My Heart Will Go On. You can learn to play Always With Me, Swiss Music Box, Serenade, Italian Polka, Turkish March. And it's really just by following the lights. The first thing you do is you listen to the demos. The other thing this is a great sort of party in a box. You can plug a microphone into this. You can plug your phone into this. There's a port in the back that will allow you to use this as sort of an amplified sound, to use the speakers on it to play music or to do announcements at a wedding or a bar mitzvah or you name it. And this is your player piano. There's 50 different songs that are built in, all of which, again, you can learn to play as well.
Isn't that exciting, though?
Pretty fun, right? Knowing that thousands of people out there tonight are getting these home for their son or their daughter or their and that at age 7 or 8 or 10 or 12, they're giving them a start at being able to have a skill that they'll have for the rest of their lives. Yeah, you're darn right it's exciting. I mean, it was the most exciting thing to happen in my life. Learning to play has opened up every door to me. It what allowed me to do what I do here at HSN. And as I said, until I was 30 years old, that's how I made a living. So yeah, I think it's a pretty great skill to learn. And I think this is a great start in your learning of it.
The holidays can be so hard when it comes to what do we buy somebody, what gift should we get them? You gotta get them this. It's for $99. What this could inspire, what talent, skill could flourish from this is endless. It's unlimited. We are now close to a sellout. I wish I had thousands more. I wish I had thousands more. I can see, obviously, based upon this response, that our team will work to get more of these made available for you. A similar thing happened last year. We had it just in open house, very popular. I can't speak, I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I only know what's happening today. And what I know today is that we are last call. I know that I get the stand to you, $40 value. That's part of the special delivery. So you do get the stand included if you are able to order it today. And because today is free shipping and handling on everything, you're also getting free shipping. So there's another incentive to get it today as well. Out of the box, I know this from doing it, you can plug this into the wall or you can put batteries in it. So it's portable, it's wherever you want it to be. What is key though, is that when I set this on lesson 1, which Aaron showed you a little bit earlier, and I set my son on it, Sebastian, he was following along to the lighted keys. And he struggled at first for the first 5 minutes, and then he started to get the hang of it. And the more he got the hang of it, the more he wanted to do it. The next morning when we woke up, I woke up to him being on the keyboard. He had all these different toys, all the different Hot Wheel cars and everything else last year. What did he go to more and more and more? It was this, and I couldn't have been happier about it. Couldn't have been happier. I'll post a video on social of my son playing it because I think, you know, maybe that's a great way to show you. But it's such a joyous thing, the gift of playing any instrument, especially something like the piano. We are 2.5 minutes or sell out, whichever happens first. I encourage you to get it. Aaron, I'm gonna give the final 2.5 minutes to you because I think people would rather hear you play than me yabber on. What else would you like to share with us?
If you're just joining us, I want to tell you what I love the most about this keyboard. And there's, well, first of all, I love that sound. I mean, I know that it seems like a sort of simple thing to say, but as a piano player, when I sit down and play a $99 keyboard, very frankly, often, there's no sustain, there's no vibrato, so it sounds more like this. Let me turn the, you hear how sort of flat that sounds? Now, this has sustain and vibrato, so when you hear the difference, you hear how much more that rings. So this is a song we were doing earlier. But what I want, well, here, hang on. There's so many things I want to say and so many things I want to show you guys. The teach modes are what I think are the most important thing about it, period. So I'm going to take a moment here and I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to go down a couple songs. A song that's familiar to you guys that I've been playing a little bit. That would be the Canon in D. And just spend a moment showing you how to. So, in the first teach mode, all you have to do is follow the light. And what if I don't follow the light? It will wait for me. Even if I hit the wrong key, it doesn't matter. It still moves. It moves on to the next key, to the next note, I should say, is kind of the point. In the second teach mode, that changes. In the second teach mode, if you don't hit the right key, it doesn't That light doesn't move, so that light waits for you. So it's pace learning at your pace, right? So now I'm just following the keys. It's going up there. So it's instantly rewarding because there's a little bit of accompaniment with it instead of it being so dry, you know, just scales. And don't get me wrong, there is a place for scales. I mean, I couldn't do anything I'd do if I didn't know my scales. But eventually you get from all of that into the third mode where you have to follow along and be in both the correct rhythm and the correct notes at the same time. And this is where you work your way. You just slowly work your way to here, again, at your own pace, at your own place, at your own rhythm. And I think that's why it's so comfortable to so many people, Adam, is we really can do it on our own terms.
Mr. Aaron Berger, I thank you, my friend.
Such a pleasure. Thanks.
Incredible presentation. Stay in the ordering process for yours, and I hope whoever you bought it for adores it. I know they will. I also want to remind you that on hsn.com you can check out our Just Reduced every Monday. New items are released from fashion and culinary and beauty. Lots of deals on the biggest name brands at the lowest prices of the year. On the way next, we will be revealing the hottest selling home innovation of the entire Black Friday